Hey, this is Carrie with Canary Quilts, and I'm in my happy place. I'm doing a Halloween quilt, and you are doing it with me, I hope. This is a sew-along, quilt-along, whatever you want to call it, for Witches Night Out by It's Sew Emma Patterns. And we're on the second week, and we have got these beautiful Starlight pumpkins and these stripe pumpkins. We've got 4 of the stripes. We've got 3 of the Starlight, and I've got a couple, my other 2 are back here. I did an orange one and I did a fussy cut one, and you'll see that one in the video, the fussy cut one. It turned out beautiful. And we've got our icon, which I kind of have hidden from you right now. Last week our icon was the cat, which is back here with the broom, and then here's the other pumpkins we did last week. We did Chevron and flying geese. So today I'm just going to kind of walk you through, and I don't really even walk you through this one. This one's so easy to put together. And then I kind of walk you through this one, and I do make a mistake, and I show you what I do to fix it. We all make mistakes. That's why we have seam rippers. And then we're going to put together our icon, our Halloween icon at the end, which is like, just like the cat, it was like a puzzle. So it's so much fun to do. And I love doing that one at the end. It kind of gives you just nice, it's like a coloring book. It's like coloring in the lines with your fabric. So if you want to do this with us, you still can. You can jump in. You can do it at any time, even if you're finding this video a year from now. You can grab the pattern and do it with us. The pattern, Witches Night Out by It's Sew Emma, is in the links I have down below in the description. You can check it out there. I have other links down there. I have the fabrics I'm using, and I have other sew-alongs that I'm doing, which is, let's see, Roadside Harvest right here, which we're going to be putting together in a couple weeks. I just did the trucks. That was a lot of fun to do. And then Birds of a Feather down there I have up right now, which is a sew-along I'm doing, which is bird-themed blocks with bird-themed colors. So check out my website, sign up for the newsletter, and we can have a blast here. So let's get started on our Halloween blocks. I'm so excited. I can't wait to do next week. All right, we're on our second week of our Halloween quilt. I'm so excited because I love Halloween. And today we're starting with the striped pumpkin, which is right here. And this is going to be really easy. It won't take very long. We got to do 4 of these. So I just kind of wanted to show you my fabrics. I pulled from my stash. And this is a fabric line called Ghostly Greetings by Deb Strain at Moda Fabrics. And I'll have a link to that below. I know when I see other people's fabrics, Halloween fabrics that I haven't seen, I want to know where I can get them. So I'll have links to these down below. These, I'm doing the eyes again for the stem. This is Spooky Hollow by Melissa Mortensen at Riley Blake Fabrics. And then I've got my background pieces cut. So we're basically just going to put, I have 4 of each of these. We're going to put 4 together, and then we're going to snowball our corners to round them out and put our stem and our rectangles together to make our pumpkin. So that's really all we're going to do here. It's really pretty simple. It's kind of like what we did last week. So I'm not really going to go through it, but I'm going to put these together, and then I'm going to come back and show you how I did it. I don't know how I'm going to mix and match these fabrics, but yeah, it's going to be pretty simple. Don't forget to mark your squares on the diagonal so that when you put your rows together, then you can put these on and do your stitch and flip corners. And that's really it. That's all there is to these blocks. So I'll be back in a minute and show you my beautiful pumpkin blocks. All right, real quick, I just wanted to say, if you've watched me a lot, you know that I do this, but I put on all 4 of my corners. So I stay at my sewing machine the whole time, and then I can move to my mat, cut all my corners, and then I can move to my iron and iron all my corners so that I'm not going back and forth all the time. So next thing, they'll be done. Okay, there's my striped pumpkin. So dang cute. Look at that. I didn't even plan that. When I was ironing, I noticed that that pumpkin split in half. So there you go. You can do whatever you want with your stripes to make your pumpkins and your stitch and flip corners. pretty dang easy and turns out super cute. So there's 4 of those. Now I'm set up for the next one, which is the Starlight pumpkin. And there's 3 of these. And each of the prints you're going to need a square and a rectangle. And then for your stars in the middle, you're going to need some corresponding or contrasting colors so that you can see the points really well. So this is what I've set myself up with. Oh, and I'm using the eyes again for the stem, and there's my background. We have a little curlicue stem again, so we have 2 different pieces here. I love those eyes. I have this much of that fabric left, and I'm going to use it till I don't even have a thread left. So what I'm using this time is these 2 fabrics are Ghostly Greetings by Deb Strain for Motive Fabrics. I used those over here also, but they're different prints. All 3 of my star points, whatever you want to call them here, flip and stitch squares, are also Ghostly Greetings by Deb Strain. They're just in these beige colors. But then I had to use this. I felt like the pieces were big enough. This is the Spooky Hollow by Melissa Mortensen for Riley Blake Fabrics. And I used this in my Spooky Sampler quilt along. So I fussy cut some of these squares up here. And you can see they're going to be really cute. So let me get set up to get started doing this. It's not going to be that hard. It's just going to take a little, there's going to be a lot of stitch and flip corners. So let me get set up. All right, so here's my little pumpkin stems done. Turned out super cute. I love those eyes. Just love them. So I'm going to lay this block out with my fussy cut. If you're not fussy cutting, it's going to be a lot easier. You can just follow the directions and they tell you which pieces to do the stitch and flips on. But since I have fussy cut pieces, I kind of wanted to lay them out, show you what it looks like and how I came up with what I came up with. The rectangles are going on the side, the squares are going in the middle. These 2 squares in particular in this block will not have any stitch and flips, so I chose these 2 pieces to go in that position. These middle pieces are going to have 4 stitch and flips on the outside, so I chose something to go in the middle, just something small. These 2 are going to have stitch and flip on the bottom only. These 2 are going to have stitch and flips on the top. So I put these little guys towards the bottom. Okay, going over here. The top ones will have stitch and flip in this corner and this corner only. The middle rectangles will have 2 on the inside corners here. So I tried to put these towards the outside. And then these are going to have stitch and flips down here in this corner, so you can still see their faces. So that's how it's set up. So I'm just going to start putting my pieces down where they need to go, so I also know where I decided to do these at. Whoops, wrong corner, Carrie. Oh, that guy's head's going to get cut off. Well, let's see. Let's flip these 2. That head won't get cut off. I don't want heads cut off. There we go. There we go. That's how that's going to get sewn together. These will be much easier. And I'm going to get this done, and we'll come back and take a look at it before we get it all sewn together. There we go. There's my fussy cut little blocks all ready to go. So, got them all in place. What we want to do is we just want to sew them together by row, but concentrate on the 2nd and the 4th row, right here. First row you want to iron away from this row, and then in this one you want to iron towards this row, and then in the last one iron away from this row so that all our seams will be nested. So that's how I remember to iron the rows. I'm going to get it put together, we can put our stem on, and my first block will be done, and then I'm just going to put these together and sew them all at once. So I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. All right, I have to come here and admit a mistake. I got so wrapped up in figuring out where my fussy cut pieces go. I put these star pieces in the corners, and you're supposed to put background pieces. So when I put it together, I was like, something doesn't seem right. So I ripped them out. I put them in this corner. I need to put them in this corner, and basically I'm just gonna, since it's so much bigger than the other one, I'm just gonna do from on the diagonal here. And I have plenty of space. Might be cutting her head off. I don't know, we'll see. And then same thing down here. And I'll get these in the correct place, and I'll get them sewn back into my block, and then I'll have it put together. But sorry guys. Sorry about the mistake. Certainly get those right. Those will be much easier, but because of the fussy cut, and I just got wrapped up in that. Alright, there's my fussy cut pumpkin. I guess it was an experiment. It'll be cute. When I pull this quilt out every year, I'll probably look at this and think how cute it is. But I did make some errors. So, what did I learn? What did I learn? I already have this one laid out. So here's our rectangles. Let's just pull this over. The rectangles are here. Remember? They're on the sides. Four of our rectangles will get background right here. The other two rectangles will get the star treatment. So here's our square. Two of these are just patches. Two of these are just patches, remember? And then three of these are in the center, and they get all corners stitched and flipped. And then the last four get just two. And because I don't have a directional fabric or anything, I can do all of these exactly the same and just flip them to where I need them. So that's how I'm laying these out to do them. There we go. Now all I have to do is do the stitch and flips on all of these. I'll use this as my reference, but I don't have directional fabric. I'm going to finish the next blocks, and then we'll come back. And then it's on to our cauldron. All right, here's my pumpkins. I like it better now that I've stepped away from it and looked at it. I really like the black one. That turned out really cool. And there's my orange one. I like that one too. So, sorry for the mistake. I did correct it, and I showed you. Not huge, but I did make a mistake. But anyway, I didn't on the other two. So, we're on to the cauldron now, which is like the cat. It's going to be a puzzle. So, almost all these pieces, except for a couple, are just single pieces that we're going to grab. This is my cauldron. I chose purple. All of this for the cauldron is Spooky Hollow by Melissa Mortensen at Riley Blake. It's some fabrics I had in my stash from my other quilt. And I do have gray eyes that I'm going to use for the bubbles. So these are the feet. This is the top of the cauldron. This is the cauldron. These are the bubbles right here, the little eyes, which I was kind of like, I wonder what they're stirring up in there, that even the bubbles have eyes. Anyway, here's all our background pieces, and M is tiny pieces. So if you're doing roadside harvest with us, we just did some tiny pieces in the truck, so that's going to be fun. But anyway, I'm going to get this pattern set up, and I will start to show you how it all goes together. It's going to be really cute, but that's what we're building right there. It's a cauldron. So we're actually going to start with building the bubble section. So we need Q, we'll take these bubbles, and we need L's, which are these little bit bigger squares than M, but that's what we need. And we're going to make two of these, and we're basically going to stitch and flip these on every corner. So each of these will get 4 corners. Alright, so draw a diagonal on the back of these and then put them on each corner, sew and trim, You got the idea, stitch and flip. And then for this bubble, all right, here's my bubbles. They're finished. And now we want to build the whole bubble top, and it's going to be built in halves. So we're going to put a B onto one bubble on the left side, and then we're going to sandwich this half bubble with G and I, one of I's, and then E is going to go in between. So over here, C is going to go on the right of one of the bubbles, and then A and K is going to sandwich that, and then we'll put the two halves together. So I'm going to build all this up, and we're going to have bubbles done, and then it's just Cauldron. Looks like it's going to go pretty fast. There's our two halves. Just put them together. There's no seams to match, and we've got our cute little googly eye bubbles. All right, so exciting. All right, there's my bubbles, the top part finished. Now we're going to move on to the top of the cauldron, and this is where these tiny little M pieces come in. And we're just going to put these, stitch and flip these in each corner, all four corners. So that's pretty easy, and then we need F and P, and this is the legs of the cauldron. And we're going to stitch and flip the black, or in my case the black, in each corner so that we are cutting off the top corners there. I'm going to get that done, and we don't have very many pieces left. All right, there's my cauldron top and the legs. So the legs are going to get H sewn onto either side. We're going to take our N and we're going to put our I's, the last two we have, up here in the corners, do stitch and flip. And then D, which is a little bit bigger, is going to go down here and stitch and flip. That literally leaves J, which is going to go on the sides when we're done. So I'm going to get all these corners put on, stitch and flip them, and I'm going to add H to each side of the legs. All right, there's my cauldron, and my leg section is finished out. Now I need to take J and put it on both sides of my cauldron. So I'm going to get these sewn on, and then we come back and we just put all the pieces together, just in a bunch of different rows. All right, there's my cauldron with the sides. And I need to flip it over. No, I don't. I got it right. Small on the top, large on the bottom. So now we just put all the rows together. And there's no seams to match, so when I come back, I'm going to have a cauldron with little googly eyes as bubbles. So there we go. There's my cauldron block. Turned out super cute. I like the colors I chose. I like that I have little eyes in my bubbles. Makes me wonder what they're cooking up in there. And our Starlight pumpkins, we're starting to get into a little bit more difficult type pumpkins as we go, but I expected that, and it was fun to do. I love the colors I chose. I really worked on that fussy cut, but I love the block. I really like the black pumpkin. I know pumpkins aren't black, but it's black with pumpkins, so I really like how that turned out. Oh, another string I gotta pull. Always pulling strings. And our striped pumpkin. That was very easy, didn't take very long, super cute. Anyway, if you're new here and you want to do this, hit the subscribe button, notification bell, and you'll get notified when we do this sew along and all our other sew alongs. You can grab the pattern down below. I love this pattern. It's very well written. Very easy to follow. I like that each piece has their own cut instructions in front of them, so you're not cutting all your fabric at once. It makes it very easy and convenient. So, very well written pattern. And check out the links down below. I've got the pattern, I've got other links of other things we're doing around here, and it really does help the channel out. But oh, I had a blast. I really did. I love doing Halloween projects, and I'm looking forward to next week. So, I'll see you next week. Bye.